First thing we're looking to see is to see how Hatton reacts to Alvarez's power shots.
Good stiff jab from Alvarez, and he throws a hook that Hatton blocked most of. Double jab for Hatton. Good right hand to the body from Alvarez. Wings a right hand up top.
You notice about Alvarez right away, Roy, heavy hands.
Heavy hands. And that's why I say he's a little bit different from most of the Mexican fighters that I've seen in the past. He's not a guy who comes in with mediocre hand speed and mediocre power. He has exceptional power.
Hook to the body, right hand from Alvarez, and he feinted and tried to lead right. Good tempo here in round one. Approaching the midway point of the round.
The problem with a fighter like Hatton in a fight like this is that I don't think he has the power to make Alvarez respect him at all. So there's no way really for him to keep Alvarez off of him. Now, if he can try to wear Alvarez down, that'll be smart because he's an older fighter, probably a little bit more conditioned fighter, and he probably can take more than Alvarez can.
He made weight. He came into this fight in better condition.
Hatton. His campaign mostly at 147, and he only has 16 knockouts in his 47 pro fights. Well, you like that jab that Alvarez has? He follows it up with a hook.
Love that jab. The only thing you have to wonder about a fighter like Alvarez is at this age, is he throwing really powerful shots? And if he is, they will cause him to tire more in the long run if he doesn't get a quick knockout.
To a left and then a right hand that landed to the head of Hatton. Hatton tries to come back. Alvarez blocks the offensive.
10 seconds.
See Hatton's games.
Good opening round of his 12-rounder.
Relax a little bit, relax. Breathe now. The mouth guard, breathe. You did things very well now. The only thing, you know, you're like you weren't very intent on what you were doing. You better be careful because he can connect you with one punch. Be more attentive and bend your waist. You know, but you better be careful because he's got two hands. Remember that. You gotta work that jab.
Double jab, you're gonna come out bang bang and counter with your right hand if you can, but just take that jab in his face. Get them fast hands working it, turning. Remember, just keep nice and tight. It's early doors yet, early doors. You're doing really well, right? Let's go, nice and tight now.
In the first round, Alvarez landed 16 punches according to CompuBox of 59. 13 of them power connects, 13 of 35. Hatton just 7 of 42 overall. Hatton comes out with a double jab and a right hand to start round two.
Alvarez is so much bigger and stronger and heavier handed, but hasn't really landed much clean.
Doubles up that left hand.
Beautiful body shot.
Best shot of the fight for Alvarez so far.
And if Hatton waits on him, it's going to be a very short night for Hatton because this guy's a real power puncher. You can't sit back and let him just pick and duck hunt on you. He's picking shots and just banging them on Hatton, and that's not going to work good for Hatton in the long run.
What should Hatton be doing, Roy?
He got to attack and make it an ugly fight. Don't let the kid sit out and set up. The kid is younger, he's bigger, he's stronger, so you must get close to him and make it an ugly fight. If you stay outside, you're not going to beat him.
He needs to be a little Ricky Hatton, Roy.
Exactly. He got to be a machine, like his brother. Try to wear Alvarez down. we're working. He said he's going to change his rhythm, but I don't see him doing that much.
I got to tell you, so far I think Matthew Hatton's fighting pretty well under the circumstances, you know, considering all the advantages you just laid out for Alvarez.
Good left hook to the body by Alvarez.
Speaking of baseball metaphors, I mentioned before, the punches sound different when Alvarez throws them. They thud differently than other fighters.
Like I said, for a Mexican sensation, he's a very strong puncher.
Well, look at his legs. I mean, look at thick calves, thick thighs. He's got a lot of power base.
Everything about him is against the normal Mexican regimen.
He looks Irish. He is Mexican. He looks Irish, and he fights George Foreman.
Exactly.
And he uses that hook to the body, does Alvarez. Left hand to the chin, right hand to the nose, and some blood from Hatton's nose as Hatton digs in with a couple of hooks. Counter right by Alvarez, then a short right inside from Alvarez. Oh, good left hook, right hand, left hook again. Blood streaming out of the nose of Hatton. They both throw left. Alvarez is hurt more.
10 seconds, 10 segundos.
No respect at all for Hatton's power.
Right, just don't keep wearing the stop. It's only your nose. Only your nose. Just go. You okay? Yep. Just that nose. Remember, don't stand in front of him now. Just get your second breath down. Clear head and use your jabs in it. Work them jabs. Don't stand in front of him. He was really moving well in the first half of the fight.
And there's Ricky Hatton, the brother of Matthew Hatton, seated at ringside. He's getting booed. He doesn't know why. They showed him on the screen. And the whole Hatton clan, mom to the far left. Girlfriend Jenna, Matthew there as well.
Weathering the storm, right? Right? Get them jabs, remember, he's going to blow in the next half of the fight. Yep, nice and tight, Matt.
Alvarez landed 21 of 49 power shots as charted by CompuBox in round number 2.
He really started to walk Matthew Hatton down at the end of that round. Started to care less about his power and started to impose his will on Matthew.
Roy, tell us what that feels like. I mean, you experience that where you just know that you are stronger and overpowering your opponent.
But once you get to that point, you feel like you got a guy out there in the middle of deep water who can't really swim because there's not really much he can do. He can't really hit you. If he does hit you, he can't hurt you. So you just playing target practice with him. You're just waiting on the shot that'll catch him, that'll either knock him out or knock him down because he doesn't have a chance of doing anything to hurt you. And that's what Alvarez is feeling right now.
Yeah, it does already seem like the fight's moved to the point, even though Hatton's kind of boxing well, that it's like, oh, what's the point? You know, like the point here is to see how long Hatton can stand in front of Alvarez, how much punishment he can take. Even though he's, fighting rather well, I think, given the circumstances.
Alvarez opens up, uses that left hook to start the sequence. Hatton rolls off the ropes.
Watch your head, watch your head.
Left hand from Hatton, and then Alvarez fires back.
If Hatton could punch, this would be an interesting fight because the one thing about Alvarez that he will have to change later on is that he's not afraid of getting hit. He does not run from punches at all. I mean, he tries to cover up a little bit, but...
Or move from them even.
Exactly. He's never really been afraid to get hit. And I noticed that in a lot of his earlier fights. Hasn't really learned respect for a punch yet.
Right clean.
Little head movement would serve him well.
Stop, stop, stop. Don't get caught up.
Roy, would you say that that's one of the areas of his game that he's got to improve upon as he moves up the ladder? His head movement?
Has to improve on, immediately. Because if he becomes champ tonight, he's going to become a target right away. A lot of guys are sitting at home right now, such as Winky Wright, praying that he wins and looks for an easier fight and that they can get in front of him because they see that he's capable of being hit and he doesn't really care about getting hit. And in pro boxing, that's one thing you have to learn to respect.
End of round 3 with an Alvarez right hand. On March 26th, Boxing After Dark returns with featherweight titleist Yuriorkis Gamboa putting his belts on the line against Jorge Solis. Also that night, a matchup of undefeated up-and-comers when Matt Remillard takes on Mikey Garcia. On March 30th, just days before the Final Four, Real Sports premieres with a special episode on the NCAA. Among the issues explored, do college athletes deserve to be paid, and how would that impact the current system?
You're looking good now. Clip the shot, make him work, clip him, and then just to the shots like he did. Yep. Once that jab gets going, Matt, the all cut comes through. Yep. But you've got to clip him better. Just move, bang, bang. Hit and run, hit. Okay?
Al cuerpo, work the body now, work the body.
2-3 rounds, Alvarez has outlanded Hatton 49-16 in power connects, according to CompuBox. As we check in with an unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman.
Okay, Bob. 3-0, 30-27, Canelo Alvarez. You know, Bob, I got to tell you something. A number of years ago, one thing I really learned to appreciate from Roy Jones Jr., and that's a guy that can throw a 6-7 punch combination. And you watch Canelo Alvarez in the middle of the round, man, when he lets his hands go, it's 5, 6, 7 shots at a time, and he lands most of them. I mean, he's a heck of a combination puncher. One thing he does bad, though, he'll still move that right hand out to the side, then throw a double left hook. And I think it leaves his jaw wide open. But here's a mate. One other thing I want to point out. He's wearing a Japanese boxing glove, winning. Supposedly to protect your hands. Now, I don't know if Canelo's got bad hands, but he's got the boxing glove. 3-0, Alvarez.
Good point Harold makes, that even though he doesn't have great hand speed, Canelo, he nevertheless puts punches together.
And he does have good power, so maybe he's using those gloves for protection.
And he won't turn 21 until July 18th.
Talk about the recipe for a great action fighter, a heavy-handed puncher who puts punches together and doesn't move his head. There are going to be some classic wars in his future.
That hurt really
left
bad,
hand to the body.
Yeah, that hurt bad.
You saw Hatton sort of cover up. That one hit the sweet spot. Then he goes with a right hook to the body and a right cross from Alvarez. Doubles up the left hand.
There's a cut.
Cut over the left eye of Hatton. Plenty of time to go here in round 4. Alvarez doubles up that left again and a right.
Oh, good shot. See, right there, he's not protecting himself. And a seasoned veteran will land big shots on him right there. That's the things he got to work on as he proceeds to go forward with his career.
Left, right to the body, right to the head from Alvarez.
You got to work on that defense.
Matthew Hatton's game.
Well, we know that if he's anything like his brother, that's one thing he definitely is game.
Runs in the family.
Maybe not as talented.
Definitely not as hard of a puncher.
Big round 4 for Canelo Alvarez.
10 seconds, 10 segundos.
Second time in Hatton's career he's been cut.
See Canelo try to motion the ref out of the way so he could get to Hatton there.
Just weather the storm now. Just weather the storm. Just Sonny, Nick. Just weather the storm. He's getting tired now, this kid. Just listen, Matt. You okay? Yep. Get your head back on it now. Just nice and tight. Yeah.
Not hurting me at all.
Yeah. Remember, just cool down now. Relax. Just weather the storm now.
Right here you see Canelo come in. He throws a right uppercut followed by a left body shot. A beautiful combination. Hatton's hands were up protecting his head. He never saw that body shot coming. And that's why it hurt so bad. Then Canelo follows with a right hook to the body, left hook to the head, and a right uppercut. A vicious uppercut that possibly caused the cut, if not that right hand over the top.
Yeah, referee Lou Moret informed me. I asked him in between rounds, accidental clash of heads or a punch. He said punch caused that cut. So if this fight gets stopped because of that cut later on, it's a win for Alvarez.
Stop. Watch your elbows.
Boy, what does Hatton need to do to sort of change the momentum here, where Alvarez is just kind of walking him down and using big body shots to gain the momentum?
The first thing you got to do is you got to quit letting this kid back him up. Anytime you back up on a kid who's this strong, you give him room to use his power. He needs room to throw and to deliver those powerful body shots. So if you give him room like Hatton's doing, you're making it worse for yourself. If Hatton would just go at him and smother those powerful shots like that, it would be much better for him. But he's staying outside and he's allowing this kid to have room to deliver those vicious shots like that double hook he throws to the head and to the body.
Roy, Hatton's just got to hope that a clean shot opens a cut or something, and they stop the fight because of the cut on a clean shot. I mean, I don't see how else he wins the fight.
Yeah, he's dead. He's starting to get tired. You're starting to see his punches fall off a little. And Canelo's just resting right now, taking his time. So if Hatton was a beast like his brother and was really coming at Canelo hard, we'd find out a lot about Canelo tonight.
Yeah. Although even then, he's so outsized in the fight, you know?
We're in Anaheim, California. For HBO's Boxing After Dark, Bob Papa, Roy Jones, Max Kellerman, Saul Alvarez, 20 years of age from Mexico in the purple, 35-0 with 26 knockouts against Matthew Hatton's 41-4, 16 knockouts. Earlier tonight, Adrian Broner, unanimous decision win against Daniel Ponce de Leon. 96-94, and two of the judges' scorecards, 99-91. It was a closer fight than 99-91.
I mentioned earlier,
good left hand to the body by Alvarez again. Hatton goes back to the body.
That we know Alvarez can hit the fastball. Can he hit a curve? Can Matthew Hatton throw him a curve? Matthew Hatton's trying to throw him a curve. He's moving around him, stepping around him, throwing body shots, trying to throw his rhythm off. It's just that Matthew Hatton throws a minor league curve. That's why he's in the ring with Alvarez.
He's just too small, too light of a puncher.
That's it. This is about getting the promotional tool that is a title belt nowadays around Alvarez's waist, getting him more exposure on HBO, and getting people excited, and they should be excited about him. He's an exciting fighter.
We come to the end of round number 5 on HBO's Boxing After Dark. We're celebrating our 15 years of HBO's Boxing After Dark, and one of the classics on HBO's Boxing After Dark took place in 2002, one of the great